All right, everybody, let's jump back into what really is a continuation from our last video that Noah and I did. West Virginia comes in late here with kind of a breaking commitment from four-star Amir Jenkins. Really late get for Ross Hodge, but a big one at that. And what makes it even bigger is the fact that this guy is going to reclassify and join us for the 2025 season. And if you watched the video yesterday, you remember us talking about the really two big weaknesses of this team was backup point guard and obviously the center position behind Harlan Obiad. So for news literally about 2 days later, I think, a day ago, not yesterday, but 2 days ago, we kind of had a feeling some stuff was speculating there on Twitter, and we kind of figured we got him. But it comes out official, four-star Amir Jenkins from Maine, I believe it is joining us. And wow, man, it feels like Ross Hodge has done such a tremendous job navigating not only the transfer portal in terms of Eagle staff, Huff, Laurent, Floyd from the North Texas guys, just putting together a team to be not only competitive, but very competitive, not only in the Big 12, but the field of NCAA for this upcoming year, while also adding, Jaden Forsyth, Amir Jenkins, DJ, blanking on his last name, I'm so sorry. Noah's very high on him. Some guys that are not only going to help us in this near future next year, but potentially if they stay around, we know how the transfer portal works. We get it. Potentially in the future. And I think more so than ever that applies to a guy like Amir Jenkins here, who is probably going to come in and play immediate minutes for us, if not start. I mean, I'm kind of 50-50. I really like Jasper Floyd, like what he brings to the table, especially as kind of a veteran kind of presence in college basketball in today's game. But Amir Jenkins, man, is a very talented point guard who, let's be honest, if you're going to score the ball, you're a very shifty playmaker, you're going to get minutes here. And from 24/7, this was actually July 1st, Adam Finkelstein, he states, Amir Jenkins is a playmaking lead guard and tone setter on both ends of the floor. Sounds like somebody who would do really well in a Ross Hodge system, who is loaded with competitive intangibles. Offensively, he's a constant threat to get to the piece of the paint and create for both himself and others, which is going to be perfect when you surround him with guys who are shooting 35% or above from three at certain times on the court. Dynamic in the open court with great speed, also creative in half court with a quick first step. Beyond his sheer burst, he has plenty of complementing weapons at his disposal. Handles tight. Physically, he's solid position for the point guard position. 6'2", 170. Would imagine once he gets in, starts beefing up a little bit. Come season time, you could be looking at him around 180, 185 mark. Defensively, type of player you can build around. Quick enough to pick up the length of the floor. Has a great nose for the ball. Real competitive energy. Representative of his total approach as he's loaded with energy and leadership abilities. So not only is, I'm kind of the first to not really be huge into stars and rankings and stuff like that. But if you're a 4-star, 5-star caliber player, and a majority of kind of your scouting report that is being put together by these guys who do this for a living at 24/7 Sports and a bunch of other recruiting places, seems like his kind of player evaluation is all based along the lines of his effort, energy, defensive toughness, mentality on both sides of the ball. So when you kind of factor all that in together, I really like what he can bring to the team this year. And like I said, immediate minutes behind both Huff at the shooting guard position, where I imagine he'll start, but we'll kind of flex back and forth between that point guard and shooting guard spot. Jasper Floyd, obviously, freshman Jaden Forsyth, Morgus Ugasuk, who will play, both the 2 and the 3 position. Once again, just kind of gives us a little bit more flexibility in this rotation, and one of the spots that we needed. Now you're only looking at a center, specifically a backup center, because I believe Harlan Obiad will play that center position, but huge get, man. Amir Jenkins here, he actually chose the Mountaineers over Arizona State, Boston College, Creighton, Georgia, Maryland, Mississippi State, Oklahoma State, Providence, Virginia Tech, Wake Forest, Xavier, and others. And of course, while I mention it today, actually, I believe West Virginia and Wake Forest, pulled up just so I know I'm right, signed a 2-year deal 2-year neutral site series with Wake Forest. First game will be played at a neutral site in West Virginia, so not the Coliseum. So immediately what comes to my mind is the Civic Center in Charleston, and then obviously the Greenbrier, which would be interesting. And then we'll return a game in Greensboro, North Carolina in 2026-27. Wanted to just throw that out there, obviously with the Wake Forest kind of shout out right there. And getting back to Amir Jenkins, ranked as one of the top 100 2026 recruits. And to be exact, he was the 12th nationally rated point guard, second in Maine here according to 24/7. I know that no, this was updated today. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and kind of break down film and tell you what he's really good at, but I know from a team aspect of what we were missing was the backup point guard position. And when I say backup, I don't mean it in terms of, oh, he's not better than Jasper Floyd. It's just we know and have solved time and time again, especially Mountaineer basketball. We've saw these electric guards come off the bench. I'm trying to think of Jay Sean Page was the first one that came to my mind there for a while. Electric score, and I think that he could potentially be this sixth man for us that could play north of 20 to 25 minutes a game. So, yeah, man, this was a huge get. I'm really pleased with the way Ross Hodge has handled this first offseason, not only from a team-building aspect, but from the way that he's handled press, the whole situation of the coach in which he's replacing. Once again, we saw it with DeVries. He said all the right things, but it really does feel like Ross Hodge means it. Now looking back on it, you go back and kind of watch the stuff that our last coach said, and you could kind of see some red flags. But I think Ross Hodge and Ren Baker here, especially NIL and everything included, have put together a pretty competitive year one team here for the Mountaineers in the Big 12. It'll be interesting to see how they all kind of combine together and play together, and that's obviously kind of the next step. And getting this guy on campus in 2025 for this upcoming season is absolutely huge, and cannot wait to see it happen. So, guys, kind of a quicker video today. This is only about 7 minutes. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and kind of shove some film and stuff in your face. This guy is really good. Coming from high school, played at a really good school, Worcester Academy there in Maine. Bunch of NBA talent has came out of there before, so this is not a pushover school by any means, and I think we're really fortunate and really lucky to get this caliber of player to reclassify to 2025. And that's kind of it for me, man. Once again, kind of just like an extended version of last video. And speaking of last video, man, 87% of you guys are not subscribed and watching the videos and giving likes and everything like that, man. So hit that subscribe button. We're going to be at it here. Obviously, the off season's kind of dragging, but news like this definitely helps. Getting closer to football, getting closer to basketball, things of that nature. But make sure you hit that subscribe button, and it'll automatically get you in the giveaway that we're doing at 500 subscribers. The items there behind me, not the big hat, but the gold Zach Frazier signed hat, Major Harris, Don Nealon, and then the Bob Huggins gold suit there behind the hat. Pictures will be up as I'm talking about it, man. Hey, we appreciate you guys watching as always. We'll see you in the next one.